Today's episode is brought to you by the book Everyone is a Sinner But Me, available now at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. Live from Volco Studios, it's the MCS1 show featuring Caleb and now your host, MCS1.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the MCS1 show. I am MCS1, and once again I'm joined with my main homie, Caleb Harambe!
Nice.
Yeah, well played, right?
Very well played.
Very well played.
Also, I miss Harambe.
Yeah, we all miss Harambe, and that is
if
what...
If you don't miss Harambe, you're a heartless bastard, by the way.
You heartless bastard.
So, I mean the kind of heartless person who literally doesn't know who his parents are.
Oh man, this is just getting dark. So
we're talking about Harambe, man. Everything's dark.
Everything's gonna be dark. So obviously we are talking about Harambe today. And for those of you who don't know, we'll do a recap of Harambe, where he came from, where he's now at, Gorilla Heaven, and a lot of the pop culture, subculture, counterculture that has really come out of this.
Yes.
Which is insane, the amount of counterculture that has come out of this, which is hilarious.
It's awesome counterculture, by the way.
It's awesome. It's so cool. So let's talk about this initial event. So Harambe was a gorilla at the Cincinnati Zoo. He was about, how old was this gorilla, Caleb? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure he was
17 to 30, somewhere in there.
I think he was actually 16.
16.
I think. Yeah, because he was born late 99.
The gorilla pin, he's just hanging out, typical.
He's just chilling,
doing acting all cool, doing gorilla stuff,
eating
and things.
bananas.
Doing what gorillas do. And then all of a sudden, this kid just falls right in his gorilla pen.
His dumbass.
And this obvious child neglect here from the
very obvious.
Very obvious.
Outrageously obvious.
So the gorilla, Harambe picks the kid up and just starts running around with it.
Doing Harambe things.
Doing Harambe stuff. And then the zookeepers are like, oh crap, what do we do? And so they're like, well, we don't know if we could trank him. What do we do? And everything was just happening so fast. They probably still didn't even find the parents until hours after this happened. And so they shot the gorilla named Harambe, and this had just a huge Cecil the Lion effect. Every year there's a new animal that goes, and last year it was Cecil the Lion, shot by the dentist named Walter Palmer, who loved to hunt exotic animals, and then he shot Cecil the Lion. And so this year it was Harambe. And, PETA had all this outrage, and the internet took PETA's real outrage, turned it into humorous fake outrage.
Which is the best kind of outrage.
It was ridiculous satire, and it starts off as memes, and it's been going on for at least 6 months.
Dude, and it's been going strong, too.
Yeah, I
still don't see it stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, it's been like the meme that just keeps on going.
Yeah. It's like the one that doesn't die. Which I hope it never does, unlike Harambe.
Yes, unlike Harambe.
Who did
die. Let's go to the Urban Dictionary for some definitions on Harambe.
The Urban Dictionary, the ultimate source of knowledge, at least on this show.
Top definition: an innocent gorilla that was killed because some stupid mother couldn't keep track of her child.
Are you serious?
Rest in peace, Harambe.
How touching.
Number 2. King of the Gorillas.
King of the Gorillas.
King Louie, move over, brah. King of the Gorillas, who was brutally murdered for dragging some little shit that fell into his enclosure. Rest in peace. Hashtag dicks out for Harambe, which we'll be discussing that whole thing
we'll get to
in
that
a little
later.
bit. Then number 3, this is my favorite. Harambe, the glue that held the world together. The one and only gorilla that could solve anything. But was brutally murdered in cold blood because someone couldn't control their kid. And out for Harambe.
I mean, to be fair, the whole world did go crazy after he,
It really did.
was
So in a way, he
murdered.
was the glue that held the world together. So let's move into this whole out thing, which is really stupid. So there's a couple of things behind this.
I mean, it's not the only thing that's stupid in all of this, but we'll get to that. We'll get to it.
And here's what I've heard. I don't know how accurate this is, but in like hip hop language, your gun can also be referred to as your
right.
And
I've
so,
heard that before.
Yeah, okay.
You know how hip hop I am, so.
Yeah, okay. I for those who don't know, I am extremely white.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, so I don't know hip hop very well.
Right.
So those are my hip hop credentials.
You don't have any?
I don't have any. I got nothing. I saw Straight Out of Compton, which is a rap movie, which is different than hip hop to me. Some people could argue. Anyway, let's move on. So out could be attributed to guns out for Harambe.
Right.
And so this is an article from Quora, Quora. I don't know if you've ever heard of this.
Quora? No.
Quora. Anyway, it's like going to reference to the Know Your Meme thing. And here's what happened with this out thing. On July 2nd, 2006, Twitter user Sexual Jumanji.
Okay,
I can't make this up.
I'm already intrigued.
It's like this is Harambe themed as it gets.
Please.
He posted a selfie photograph in which he is shown pointing a replica firearm at the camera, along with the caption, "We're coming with them out to avenge Harambe."
Oh man.
And then on July 4th, the comedian Brandon Wardell tweeted the phrase out for Harambe.
Nice.
And then there was a Vine that came out shortly after with a bunch of men chanting out for Harambe. And then on July 6th, Wardell uploaded a Vine of himself with Danny Trejo, and both of them are saying out for Harambe. And it just keeps going. And just like this whole thing with Harambe, it keeps snowballing. And it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier.
I don't think it'll ever end. I mean,
it will.
It probably will, but I hope it never ends.
Yeah, it's actually funny, and it keeps getting new content, and so it's always relevant. It's like Skyrim mods.
I mean, honestly, let's be serious. It's probably the most entertaining part of the year 2016.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, it's the joke that never gets old.
No.
You know? I mean, I'm still hearing new content on Harambe almost daily.
And we're doing a freaking show on it right now.
Yeah.
It's gotten so much.
6 months after.
6 months after, and we're still doing this.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. And there's more stuff coming up. And so, one thing that's been coming up with this whole Harambe thing is candlelight vigils.
Oh, yeah.
And like, Caleb, have you ever been to a candlelight vigil, period?
I got invited to a couple, but they seemed kind of weird to me.
I've never, it's like supposed to be like for causes and things like that.
Yeah.
I've never really seen one, but they were having these for Harambe.
Oh, and we were all over that.
Yeah.
All over it.
And so people are having them all across the country, and so there was a 6-month one coming up.
Right.
And what happened was, it was going to be at the apartment complex known as The Village in Provo, which is known as like, it's basically a bro factory, a toolbox.
Provo All-Star.
Provo All-Stars. It's like not even good people at all.
Yeah,
and so they're going to put on a candlelight vigil, which is totally for the cause of Harambe, not an excuse to pick up on chicks while they're there.
Definitely not. I mean, you can't. This is about Harambe.
Yeah, it's about Harambe.
This is about the glue that held the universe together.
The universe. And so Caleb and I, we were gonna go. We were gonna bring our cameras with our stabilizers. We're gonna like go out and do a crazy full production. I have this dragon candle.
Oh yeah.
That I have had for like 10 years that I still have not been able to burn out. I was gonna bring that thing, and we were gonna do that. I have this
cool story, bro.
I had this black long candle for Caleb to really just show his support.
Nice.
And then it snowed.
bad.
Bad.
It was bad.
Bad. Just like, not like blizzard status, but Utah blizzard
Yeah,
status.
definitely. I mean, especially, and the hard thing about it too, for me at least, is that it was the first real big snowfall of the year, and people for some reason just forget how to drive in the snow on that first snowfall. And
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I really don't want to get into a car accident today. I'm gonna go ahead and let's just call this off.
Yeah. And so we heard from the people who were organizing this, like their Facebook event, they're like, yeah, we're gonna cancel it because of the weather. And then the Facebook group gets up in outrage.
Yeah.
And stuff. And they're acting like Harambe is Jesus. Like, Harambe died for your sins. You should go.
Oh my gosh.
You should go to this.
That's definitely one of my favorite hashtags, though, is the Harambe died for your sins.
My
thing.
favorite thing that I've been laughing at with the Harambe Jesus comparison was I play World of Warcraft.
Nerd.
I admit it. It's my guilty pleasure. And there's a thing in there called Trade Chat, which is the you'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy than Trade Chat. It is like the most ignorant neckbeards in their parents' basement,
Gross.
just like saying the most awful, crazy stuff. It's basically like there's so you know how you mentioned on the last show, Caleb, where you said Merry Christmas to someone who was Jewish. You're like, well, there was no fear because I was ignorant of it.
Yeah.
It's like that with them.
Oh my god.
They are so ignorant that they have no fear of anything.
Oh man.
And so one of the in Trade Chat, they'll say terrible things like that. And one of the things that I saw was Harambe didn't die for you, so you could question whether you're a boy or a girl. Obviously touching on these transgender issues that have been coming up over the past few months, but it's things like that.
Oh my gosh.
And
buckle up, buckaroos.
Buckle up, buckaroos. And so, anyway, from this Facebook group, we saw some pretty sad comments. Most of the people were sad or angry on the post where they decided to cancel it. It's just really sad because people were saying things like tears out for Harambe.
Yeah.
When it was canceled, and then someone said we should still gather. Who cares if it's formal or not? Harambe wants reference from us. And then someone else said, and our dicks out. And then here's my favorite comment of this. Typical. The world conspired yet again to shoot down Harambe. And then Harambe must be rolling over in his grave. Hashtag always remember him. And then no amount of snow can stop my love for Harambe. I'm still going. And some people, they were really excited to go to this. There was about 1,500 people who were committed to going to this. And this is just ridiculous. Well, it apparently still happened. It was a group of maybe 20, 30 people. And
that's still pretty good.
Yeah, they put their pictures.
Especially, dude, for that much snow.
Yeah, and there was like all these basic girls who had like these those candles that like have a letter on them, so it's LOVE, like their love candles. They're like holding those that they took from like their inspirational quote candle holder. Ew. It says "Live every day like it's your last,"
live every day
or
like Harambe's last,
something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I pointed to something to Caleb. I have a inspirational quote on my wall. It says "Live every day as if it were your last." It was something that was left behind in like a basic girl's apartment. And I was like, oh, this is so basic. I have to keep this.
You have to. I love that those people really do thrive on those quotes.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things, and this is totally off topic, but there was this Facebook post way back in the day where it was like, you'll notice how none of your successful friends are posting inspirational quotes.
I was just going to say that. Nailed it. Oh, man. Same wavelengths, Caleb. Same wavelength. So they still had this candlelight vigil for Harambe for the 6 months, and it's pretty cool. So I am wondering if, in 1 year, if they're gonna have a 1 year candlelight vigil somewhere, and if not, I think we should do one here, Provo, Caleb.
Yeah, dude. I mean, to be perfectly frank, I think we owe Harambe that.
I think we do too. And as a vegetarian, No one is more outraged than I.
Well, no one can be more outraged. You're a vegetarian.
Exactly.
I mean, unless you did CrossFit.
Or I was vegan. If I was vegan, that would really
yeah, I
do
guess
it.
there's that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Man, maybe you should adopt veganism just for a couple of days.
Oh, I tried it once. I really did.
How
So
was that?
I had the worst heartburn of my life from not having dairy. I just could not do it, and I'm just like, no, never again.
Oh man.
Anyway, let's get like super serious for a moment.
Okay. So
all Harambe jokes aside and everything, Caleb had the realistic stance that no one will say, but is all thinking.
Everyone's thinking it. Man.
But they want to play along. Go ahead, Caleb.
I mean, okay, and I'm sorry to all you Harambites or whatever the hell you guys want to be called these days, but
yeah, they're on cult.
I mean, we're all over here pretending like this gorilla is the most important part of our lives when really he's just a fucking gorilla from Cincinnati. he's a
No, he was the gorilla from Cincinnati.
Right, sorry. But I mean, okay. I love Harambe just as much as the next guy.
Not more.
I love Harambe memes more than the next guy, and that is a statement that I will stand by for the rest of my life. You can PolitiFact that shit. It will be on my profile forever. But he was still just a fucking gorilla. And I know there's all these people that are going to be rage commenting or whatever, and you're going to be like, he wasn't just a gorilla. He wasn't just this. He wasn't just that. Yeah, he was, bro. You didn't even know who the fuck he was. Okay?
And it's just like Cecil the Lion.
Yeah, no one knew who Cecil the Lion was.
I
sure as hell didn't know who Cecil the Lion was.
Yeah,
you know?
and you know, I can't wait till 2017 when another animal is shot and murdered in some crazy way so we can go through this type of cycle all over again.
You know what I hope it is? The animal? You know what I hope it is? Just so that it hits really
Shamu?
Isn't Shamu dead?
Really? I don't know.
I don't know.
I
don't follow Shamu. You know what? Shamu, I feel like this. Here's the thing, though. Shamu's been around for a while, right? I kind of feel like Shamu is the dog that went to the farm when you were a kid. You know? That everyone still thinks is alive. I feel like more like the goldfish that your parents constantly replace.
Oh, see, mine was the pets ran away.
Oh, really?
And once we had we caught a giant snapping turtle.
Dude,
and
nice.
it was huge. It was a big old snapping turtle, and we named it Snappy, and we had it in a cage. And then one day he got out. I was talking to an ex-girlfriend of mine when I was 18, and I was like, she's like, oh yeah, my pet ran away, and I was like, yeah, ran away, whatever. Your parents just, took it, and then it hit me all at once with all the pets, with Snappy especially. And so I asked my dad later that day. I was like, did Snappy die? And he goes, yeah, Snappy died. And I was just like,
dude, the best. Oh man, this was the best though. So
maybe Harambe just ran away.
Maybe Harambe did just run away.
It's in reverse.
What if he faked his own death so that he could join Michael Jackson, Tupac, Biggie Smalls,
Kurt
Cobain, Aaliyah, Elvis, and all those guys in the faked death camp somewhere in the Caribbean, probably.
Probably. That's where I'd
want it to be. I mean, if it was me and I got to fake my own death and go to an island or whatever, I would definitely want it to be in the Caribbean.
Speaking of a huge amount of deaths, my favorite thing about 2016 has been by far besides Harambe, of course.
Well, there's nothing better than Harambe.
Obviously. And 2016 has taken everyone.
Oh man, that one was so good.
It's like
Prince, Gene Wilder,
David
Bowie. Oh man,
Lenny from Motorhead.
This year has been
the head. Bad. Yeah, and the headphone jack.
Yeah,
because of the new iPhone.
The dude that did R2D2.
I mean, it's just so ridiculous. Yeah. And maybe I don't think it's
America.
and Harambe is obviously in that mix.
He's at the top.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the top.
And so that's just been my favorite thing. And speaking of that death thing, I don't think more people have died this year than celebrities.
No.
I just think that
we notice more.
It's just more reported.
Yeah. I think we also noticed more because of Harambe.
Yeah.
He raised awareness on the number of celebrity deaths. Maybe that's what he was really trying to do.
Yes, and there's nothing more important with awareness than
Celebrity deaths.
yeah.
I mean Harambe.
Harambe.
All of the above.
D. All of the above. Out.
D is for out for Harambe.
All right, everyone. That's our show. I want to thank Caleb for coming on. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the MCS1 show. For bi-weekly episodes on society, counterculture, and pretty much everything but politics and sports, subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, or SoundCloud. For regular updates, head to the MCS1show.com or search the MCS1 show on any social media platform.